Hello, everyone. It's time. Time to be afraid. Absolutely, terrifyingly afraid. It is the dreaded month of October. For those who are new and don't know, this is the month I both dread and am excited about. It is my birth month, so my birthday is coming. But it's the one time of year my family forces me to read 31 horror books, watch 31 horror movies in 31 days, and then at some random time that they won't tell me about, they're going to take me to a spooky location that I don't know about. And I just want to cry. Again, if you're new, there will be weekly videos every Sunday that kind of chronologies this. I can't say it. Chronicologes. See, I'm so scared I can't talk. Chronicles this whole journey each week. And so you'll get to see my reviews of the books, my reviews of the movies, and whenever they take me to this terrifying place, wherever it is, you'll see me have a complete and utter meltdown. I also have a spook meter that I show you every week that lets you know just how spooked out I am getting as we progress. Last year wasn't so bad. Last year, I only got to here. So let's hope I don't get any more, because even at that level, I was like seeing things out of the corner of my eyes, and it was pretty spooky. But there's lots of fun things that are also going to be happening this month that I can't wait to participate in. So let me tell you about those after I say hello and welcome back to Aubrey Books and Coffee. Please grab your favorite beverage of choice, knife if you must, and let's do this lovely TBR game for October. First, I am going to be doing my game kind of like normal, but I have shortened that list. I asked for your feedback, you beautiful people, you replied back, and I'm always open to feedback, FYI. So you mentioned the desire to shorten that list, make it a little bit smaller, and so I have, and you will see that now in this video. I also have changed up a couple of things, but one of the things that I did is I have my own Bookapoly that I do, my own version, but I added Becca from Becca and the Books Spookapoly-a-thon that she's doing right now. I'll make sure to have her link down below as well, so you have all the information you could possibly need in case you want to participate as well. But how cool is this board, everyone? It looks so cool. Becca is amazing with this. So I decided instead of the spinner wheel this year, I'm going to roll on her board, and where it lands, whatever prompt that is, that's the book I will be reading that day, and you will follow along with me on that journey. I'm hoping it will be a blast. Second to that, Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy. Again, I'm going to link all her info below. Just like the romantasy one that I participated in and loved, she's now doing one for spookiness for October. So I am super excited. Let's see if I can get it all filled out this month, or between, now and next month, however it ends up working out. It's very low key, but a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do that as well. With that in mind, let's get going on this game and see what kind of books we have in store. Happy October, everyone. All right, let's go ahead and see how many rolls, how many prompts we're going to get to start off with. Ooh, 3. I keep getting 3s, and that's actually kind of perfect. Nice in the middle. I'll take it. So for our first roll, we have a cookie. And the cookie says, if I can get it to focus at all, ooh, a mystery. So our first prompt gave us a mystery, and for this one I chose A Talent for Murder by Peter Swanson. It's going to be kind of a quick read, which will help me out, I'm sure, as I'm doing this Spookapoly-a-thon. But this is going to be following Martha, who just kind of resigned herself to being a librarian in Maine and always single. She loves her job, she loves her friends, she's fine. But then she meets Alan, and he just blows her away with his charm. So she decides, okay, yeah, I'm going to marry this guy. But about a year into it, she starts noticing some strange things, like Alan's shirt had some blood on the back of it from a conference that he went to. And sometimes she catches his facial expressions, not like the Alan she knows, more like a serial killer. So she starts to wonder, am I married to a serial killer? So I think this is going to be extremely intriguing and a mystery. Is she or isn't she? And our second prompt. Ooh, wine glass. This is going to be a great October. And the wine glass says, can't get it to focus, a romance. Our next prompt gave us romance. How many spooky romances are there? Well, I did find one on my shelf, and that is Your Blood, My Bones by Kelly Andrew. This is that beautiful Owl Crate edition. So if it's not a 5-star, it's up for grabs on our next drawing when we hit 700. So keep that in mind. For this one, we're following Wyatt, who inherits a farmhouse, and she's planning on just going and walking through it, see if there's anything of value she wants to keep, and then she's burning it to the ground. So not the best memories of that place for her. But while there, she finds somebody chained in the basement, and it's her old best friend, Peter, and she just cannot wrap her mind around what's going on. Come to find out, and again, this is not a spoiler because obviously I haven't read it yet, Peter has been used as a kind of ritual sacrifice for this place. So somehow he's going to need to sacrifice Wyatt, but he also kind of loves her. So it's going to be that kind of romance that I was looking for in this prompt. And I am just intrigued. And the last prompt is a coffee. Love that. And there's Stevie. It says, a debut author. No, sorry, I read the wrong one. Number in the title. Thank you, Stevie, for correcting me. So our third prompt wants a number in the title. This one's kind of stretching it, but I have been dying to read it, so you guys are going to have to just go with me on this one. I chose Alice in Borderland 2. See, there's a number on there. Do you see it? Do you see it? I can't wait to continue this. I have been holding back on watching Netflix. I watched the very first episode after reading volume 1, and there was already some stuff being dropped that I bet was in here because it definitely wasn't in volume 1, or maybe it's artistic license. I don't know. So I told myself I cannot watch anymore until I've read the entire series because I don't want to be spoiled. So I'm excited to see what's going on. These two friends are still stuck in this game, and they're meeting other contestants, and are they friends or are they foe, and how do they survive? I'm very intrigued, and I gotta know why. Why is this apocalyptic extra-dimensional world existing? Like, what is going on here? I hope I get all my questions answered by the end of this series, but either way, I'm excited to pick up volume 2. Now for our apothecary jar, let's see which one we're gonna pick. Ooh, the next one in the Tracy Wolf series. This one says crave, but I'm going to read the next one. And I love you, apothecary jar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I love the Crave series by Tracy Wolf. It is so sweet. So it looks like I'm going to be picking up book 4, which is Court. And I cannot wait to read that and let you guys know at the end of the month. And now for our Advent jar. So excited. And the first one is Vilest Things by Chloe Gong. This is that sequel. All right. And our second one, if I can get it to come out. Ooh, House of Glass by Sarah, I'm going to say it wrong, Buchanan. Those will be good. So the Advent jar is a gift to myself. It's my own Advent calendar / gift, and I love it. So the two that I got to pick out for this month is Vilest Things by Chloe Gong, which of course is the sequel to, why am I blanking? Immortal Longings. Why am I blanking there? Anyway, because I'm professional here. So anyway, it's the sequel. And I wasn't blown away by the first one, but I've heard some good things about the second one. So we'll see. I am hesitantly optimistic, I guess. The second one we got is House of Glass by Sarah Buchanan, and I'm excited about this. This is going to be a really cool thriller. I know it has to do with a woman who's had some childhood trauma and tries to help other children, or at least other couples that have children and then get sucked into helping another child. So I'm excited to get to this one and let you guys know what I think. Let's do the beautiful book box. And it says, To Kill a Shadow by Catherine Quinn. All right. So again, I'm trying to read these beautiful book editions so they're available and up for grabs when we do our drawings. The one we picked this time was To Kill a Shadow by Catherine Quinn, and I'm so glad because she's going to be at a Polycon. So I needed to read one from her, and this will be perfect to see if it's a 5-star, and then I can just have her sign this beautiful edition from Owl Crate and maybe pick up some other stuff from her while I'm there. This is going to be following Jude, who is the leader of the Knights, also known as the Hand of Death. And he's essentially leading these knights into a shadowed realm where they have to kill nightmares and try to help keep their kingdom from collapse. He runs across an outcast named Kiara, and essentially they're going to have to work together to take down those nightmares and save the kingdom. So sounds kind of reluctant allies thing, and it just sounds really cool, and I can't wait. Time for my version of Spookapoly. Last time we landed on science fiction. Let's see what happens this time. Looks like a 6 and a 3 for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Which lands on, it's perfect. That's actually going to be vampire or werewolf themed. Ooh, that's perfect for it being spooky season. I love it. My Spookapoly was so nice to me and has been lately. I'm so excited. Maybe Spookapoly won't be so bad. Maybe those roles, I was just getting all nervous about it. Maybe it's going to treat me very, very well. Right? Right? So anyway, for this, we ended up landing on vampire or werewolf. I'm going to do both. A love story between a vampire and a werewolf. What could be better? I'm going to be reading Fangs by Sarah Anderson. I think this looks absolutely adorable. It is a graphic novel, so I'm going to have an easy, quick read out of this, which will help because there's some books like, It that are going on. So I appreciate the smaller ones for this month. I got to do 31 and 31. That's a tough pill to swallow, but it's also a lot of fun. So I'm excited. I've heard great things about this, and I will let you guys know. All right, hopefully we get Shrink the Shelf next month, but for now, we're going to just kind of shuffle these around a little bit. They're not shuffling very well. A book with natural elements on the cover. Okay, I like that. I can handle that. And the second pick, the oldest book on your TBR. Ooh. And our last pick, the shortest book on your TBR. Those are going to be fun. So Shrink the Shelf will hopefully be here in November for November's game, or at least for December's game. Fingers crossed. Waiting for her to finish that. So in the meantime, I draw those cards. And so the first one for my version of Shrink the Shelf for now, we got nature elements on the cover. Now for me, I consider fire a natural element. You hear about fire, water, wind, earth. So I'm taking it, and I need you guys to join me on this because I have been dying to read Middle Game by, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Shannon McGuire, maybe? I think, maybe. But there's definitely some flames and fire there. And This name I didn't know her about. I knew her from being called Mira Grant, like the Parasite trilogy and Into the Drowning Deep. Love when she writes as Mira Grant. Seanan McGuire, maybe. I wasn't crazy for the whole Doorway series, but that being said, she knows how to do spooky really, really well. So I am excited to read this one. It's going to be following Roger and Dodger, who are twins, cannot make those names up. And essentially, they have a father figure named Reed, who is an alchemist whose sole desire in the world is to transform these twins into gods, because the twins aren't entirely human. Oldest book on my TBR. A book my husband has been dying for me to read for a very, very long time. And I have put it off because I am scared. I am like Joey on Friends, put the book in the freezer, scared of this book. And that's It by Stephen King. And it's huge. It's huge, everyone. It's like a 48-hour audiobook. Like, it's huge. And it's going to be terrifying. The movies were terrifying. Like, the TV miniseries back in the day was terrifying. Like, I don't know how I'm going to survive this one. I really, really don't. If this goes in the vlog, you're going to see me doing a lot of weeping, like a lot of weeping and hiding under my blankets and like a lot of other things. So I'm really hoping it does not go on a weekly vlog. It's just one that I read in the background, fingers crossed. So we go from that huge chunker to now the shortest, which, hey, I'm okay with. But because I do like sizable books, the shortest one that I had was actually a short story inside of a collection of short stories and is only 245 pages long. So I'm going to hold up the book that has the entire collection and it's going to look huge, but it's only one story in it that I am reading. And that's Stephen King's 4 Past Midnight. The short story I'm going to be reading is The Langoliers. I watched the one that came on TV, the TV version movie of it. Wasn't that scary? According to my husband, the short story, way better, way scarier. Isn't that always the case with books anyway? So while I am not excited to have a second Stephen King on my TBR, I have been honestly wanting to read that one. And bonus, Katie, our daughter, wants to read it too. So it's going to be a family read of the short story during this season. And I think that's going to make it a lot more fun. So the number generator landed on 331, which is actually perfect because, again, it's spooky and it's those beautiful books that I need to read for you all. So I get to read Castle of the Cursed by Romina Garber. And again, look at that. It's like stained glass. It is gorgeous. Love it. This is going to be following Estella, whose parents are just murdered. They're just killed one day. And so she gets an invitation from her aunt to go live at an ancestral home called La Sombra, I believe is how you pronounce that. But of course, this is a gothic horror at its best and finest. So there's secrets below. There's a manor that's got some hauntings and other secrets going on. And in order to find out what happened to her parents, she has to dig into their past and see what led to those events. And it just sounds spooky and amazing. And I had a hard time pronouncing some of the words because I didn't know if they were Latin or what, which shows you how horrible I am at languages because it's Spanish. And I'm literally doing Duolingo. I should have known that. I mean, seriously. I should have known that. But thank you to Priscilla and everybody else who got to help translate for me what the book was actually saying. I love all of you out there who have a second language that you're fluent in. I am so beyond impressed with you at all times. One day, maybe I won't just sound like a kindergartner when I do my Spanish. But regardless, this sounds absolutely incredible and amazing and atmospheric, and I just can't wait to read it. And I'm also in several different book clubs because, of course, I love reading with everybody. That's what makes it more fun for me. So for my particular book club, the ABC Book Club, and again, you guys are welcome to join us anytime on Instagram or Discord. Links are below. We chose Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. This follows two besties, Lucy and Savvy. Lucy grows up and marries a very wealthy man, big ring, big house, big hopes and dreams. Savvy's the social butterfly of the town, and while she enjoys company with the men folk, she's mostly just bebopping here and there and hanging out with everyone. Well, one strange night, Lucy is wandering around town covered in Savvy's blood, and everybody assumes Lucy killed her best friend. Fast forward several years, Lucy is now on her own. She's moved to LA to get away from the rumors and everything else. She still has no memories of what happened that night. Well, unfortunately, a new crime podcast called Listen for the Lie decides they want to interview Lucy to find out what happened to her best friend Savvy and follow that murder. And so Lucy, who swore to herself she would never step foot in that town again, is going to have to go back to do this interview and hopefully find out what truly happened that night. Ooh, right? Right? Like, that sounds so good. Join us because we are going to have a fabulous time with it. Then the next one I'm a part of is Liv's Book Club from Liv's Library. Again, all of the links and stuff will be below. We're going to be doing The 13th Child. I don't know what this is about. I'm kind of okay being spoiler free on this one, but it does totally look spooky. Am I right? So I cannot wait to read it and review it for you at the end of the month. Then I'm now a part of my local library's book club. I'm so excited because I get to sit around and chat with like 30 other women, and we have a fabulous time. I actually went there just today and got the book for the month, and that is The Marsh King's Daughter by Karen Dion. Apparently, it's now a major motion picture, but as always, I prefer to read first and then watch, so I'll have to let you know at the end of the month what I thought of the show. This is going to be following a woman named Helena, who essentially is keeping her past a secret because she doesn't want people to know about it. Unfortunately, there is a murder that happens, and someone close to her was put in prison a long time ago and has broken free, and they need her help because this person is hiding in the marshland and they cannot find him. But guess why she might be able to? That's all I'm saying. So I cannot wait. I also enjoy spinning that backlist wheel so that I can get some of the wonderful, wonderful written works of these authors. And so I spun it and I got Ruth Ware, and I'm going to be reading The Woman in Cabin 10. This one's actually been recommended before by some subscribers, so I'm excited to finally get to it. All I know is it's happening on a cruise ship, so I'm cool with that being it. Ruth Ware is really, really good at suspense, so I can't wait. I'm also reading NetGalley because, like I said, I really need to get up to that 80% as soon as I can. And for this month, I was blessed to be given The Whispering Night. This is the third book in the Luminary series. I have so enjoyed this series so far. Cannot wait to finish it. And I feel so blessed. I got another GoodReads win. Woohoo! And so for that one, I have now, it's perfect actually for October because it is a spooky clown. It has to do with murdery spooky clowns. It's called Edmund by Matt Ornelas, I think it's pronounced. So that's all I know about it. I don't want to know a whole lot. I kind of want to go in it blind, and it's less than 300 pages. So again, a super quick read. And thank you, GoodReads, for this. So for continuing a series slot, one of you geniuses out there suggested, because again, I take suggestions, and I loved the idea of, hey, when you're doing the backlist stuff, or when you find you're picking up a series book earlier, kind of like what happened with my Poppy War last month, why not for this slot continue that series so you can try to finish that series? Genius. You are a genius. You know who you are. You're a genius. So In that vein, I am going to be picking up book 5 of the Crave series, and it's called Charm. So obviously I'm not going to read this or even read what it's about until I have finished Court, so I don't spoil myself. But I love this idea. Brilliant. And then I love doing the top 3 new releases that are coming out. So for October, the top 3 I'm most excited about coming out on October 1st is The Mistletoe Mystery. This is by Nita Prose. This is a Christmas novella that has Molly the Maid and the whole cast of characters that we have loved in that series so far. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to check them out. They are so stinking cute. I absolutely love Molly and everybody else. I love the trouble she gets into without meaning to. And I just totally empathize and understand her mind and how she works. Love her, love her. You need to check this out. Also coming out on October the 1st is Lore Olympus Volume 7 by Rachel Smith. I'm so excited. I have loved this series. I have loved Persephone and Hades and their relationship, and Minth and everybody else that's all around them, and all the other gods and goddesses that are meddling. It has been an adventure, and I cannot wait for this next installment. I'm sure it'll be a 5-star again for me. Then coming out on the 22nd, hopefully, because they keep pushing it back and have for over a year now, Bloodguard by CC Robson. The tagline is 100 years ago, tens of thousands of gladiators, and only one will rise. All I need to know, especially since this is like a pre-order that I have done, because look at that. It is gorgeous. So fingers crossed it'll be a really good read and a really good time. I'm also going to keep on doing that walking. I need to get to Oregon. I am so close. Again, if you guys have any recommendations on making my videos better or any other content that you specifically would like to see, please post it below. As you can tell from this one, I not only listen, I implement. I can be taught. So thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, send your friends, and I will see you next time. Have a fabulous and safe Halloween.